Alright, y'all, so today I'm going to be attempting to make the ultimate team in Nikke, and especially after this new Red Rappy character, I think I will easily be able to do that, right? When you look at Nikke and the characters, it's really like playmaking, right? You're trying to make a godlike all-star team, and that's what I'm going to be doing, right? And I think I've already came with that team, right? Now, the characters I'm running are some of the best in the game, right? I mean, I would say they're all top 10 characters, but we have found a team that can really get the job done, and this is the team I'm talking about. We have Red Hood Rappy as our burst 1 character, because if you look on the team, not a single character here is a burst 1, meaning that she will become the burst 1 on our team, right? The reason why we want her to be the burst 1 on our team is because she does way too much damage, regardless if she's a burst 3 or a burst 1, right? She will do more damage as a burst 3, yes, but as a burst 1, not only will she be supporting the entire team with you know, the attack buff that she gives to all allies, right? But she also indeed will be, I mean, also this right here, but I guess this is not really, because what does she get from being in her burst 1? If she's in her burst 1 state, she gets combat assist. She gives all this to what's it called, all allies as well during a full burst, right? Which is very, very good. She has cooldown reduction and attack damage buffs and stuff like that. Very good burst 1, not to mention her damage is outstanding. Crown, the character that makes any character do insane damage. Whether they're using a burst skill or not, they're always getting a reload speed buff of 44% for 15 seconds, which is crazy. And anybody who does use their burst skill within a burst rotation will be getting a 64% attack buff of Crown's attack for 15 seconds, which is very good for, again, someone like Rappy, who is insanely crazy when it comes to damage as a burst 1. Not to mention, we will be getting an attack damage buff every burst rotation and a shield that can protect us. Not really going to care too much about this, but then we also get another attack damage buff of 21% for 7 seconds when she heals herself, because she's gonna have to heal herself since we don't have Naga on the team. Cinderella, one of the hardest hitting characters in the game, probably the second hardest hitting character in the game, and then also same thing goes for Scarlet being the third hardest hitting character in the game. I would say the hardest hitting character in the game is probably Red Hood Rappy, right? As a burst 3, right? But Cinderella, she goes crazy when it comes to her and her damage. Her whole gimmick is damage, and same thing as Scarlet. Both of these characters are insane damage. Now the last slot, we have our burst 1, our burst 2, and our 2 burst 3 DPS is covered. The last slot has to be someone who's either going to contribute to the team as a, you know, supporter or a sub DPS, and who to not put their butt Modernia. Modernia is the best flex sub DPS character in the game. She is a character who is actually stronger when not using her burst skill, right? And because we are not going to be using her burst skill, we're just going to be using her normal attacks with the buff she already gave herself on top of all the buffs she's getting from this team, she should go crazy. So right now, what is my... We have 2.1 billion. That's my highest damage potential here. 2.1 billion damage is my highest potential. Are we going to be able to surpass Lionel here at 2.4 billion with this composition? Let's find out, right? I want to go into this stage specifically because 2 characters are fire. I could have went into the other one where we're iron characters for both Crown and Rappy. Doesn't really matter, but I think Modernia and Rappy being on the same thing is going to be very good. Let's go to Scarlet Black Shadow here, because she's a rocket launcher, right? So you guys can see this is the numbers right now before a full burst, and then after a full burst with all these buffs from Rappy, Crown, and then all the damaging buffs that these 2 characters get themselves, of course. You guys can see 46 million from Modernia without using a burst skill is beautiful. 41 million from Rappy without using her burst 3 effects, beautiful. 74 from Cinderella, beautiful. 16 million from Scarlet is okay, but obviously she's gonna go up when she uses her burst skill, right? Big time. And as you guys see right here, Scarlet's gonna go crazy right now. So this right here is what I'm expecting to be the most overpowered all-star 2024-2025 team. That's what I'm expecting this to be. But let's take a look. Yeah, these numbers are going up. The only person whose numbers is not really going up is Crown, and I wonder what if I ended up taking Crown off the team and putting in someone like Grave, who is a very powerful, you know, sub DPS and a supporter, not to mention she's also fire, right? We're gonna try that after. I'm gonna probably switch out Crown for Grave, who's also a pilgrim, right? But that might be like crazy, right? I basically want everybody on the team to have millions, hundreds of millions of damage. And will we be able to do it with this team? Probably. I mean, everybody already does but Crown, literally. And you guys can see this is good number. Modernia is yet to use her burst skill. She's type advantage here, but she's yet to use her burst skill, and she is still on par with a lot of these other characters. And then Rappy, somehow Rappy is also on par with all these characters as just a burst 1 on the team, which is kind of concerning, right? It's kind of scary to think about. How is she doing this? She has more than this. So she's type advantage here, but still. Like if I use litter, whatever, if I use her in a stage where she's type advantage, she's not even getting to 10 million, to be honest. She is, but she's not, right? If you know what I mean, right? But I expect this right here to be by far the best. And I want to switch out Crown for Grave, because again, Grave is a very, very, very powerful sub DPS character, where Crown is more of just like a support, but she can do a lot of damage because Crown support to make any character do a lot more damage than what they were doing before. That's just the truth. I'm sorry. I've never seen characters go up in damage with Crown like I've seen with anybody else, right? Maybe, I mean, Grave and Pierce characters, sure. Like Grave makes Pierce characters go crazy. But I think Grave being a fire character and still buffing up non-Pierce characters is going to be very, very helpful with this composition. Are we going to be able to pass final? I think so, because we have 40 seconds left and we are at 100 and what? 80, 100, 1.8 million. So it's kind of crazy. It really is kind of crazy. Okay, we have 30 seconds left. Here we go. Now we use Scarlet to burst skill. Bop, 26. I don't think we're going to do it, y'all. We're definitely gonna pass our score, but are we gonna pass Lionel? I don't think so. I mean, it's possible. One more burst skill, especially with Cinderella, and we can do it. Let's see. Okay, she ended up jumping. The boss ended up jumping. Oh, we might do it. I don't think so, but we might do it. Okay, we have one more burst to go off. Can we get it off in time? I don't think so. Just barely. But this is our new skill, and let's take a look at the numbers here. 471 million from Red Hood Rappy, 697 million from Cinderella, 494 million from Scarlet Black Shadow, and 521 million from Modernia. I want to put Grave on the team. I want to put Grave on the team, and I want to see if that's going to be a huge damage loss from everybody because of Crown's buff being gone, or if that's going to be very, very good. I don't have upgraded gear for her, which is unfortunate, and she is just 555. So we're gonna hope for the best with Grave, but her being fire also kind of gives me hope. I'm kind of nervous, but I want to see, is this the ultimate team of Nikke? What would you guys say is the ultimate team? Like, obviously you might be like, oh, the ultimate team is the best team, but when I say the ultimate team, I mean all-star team, right? I mean like the all-star team, like the team that if I had to go to the Olympics, what am I bringing? It would probably still be the best team, but if I couldn't bring the best team, then what would I bring? Then it would probably be this team, right? So let's take a look after these full bursts right here. Okay. Okay. Very good so far. So far, so good. Okay, not bad at all. Okay, I mean, Grave. Okay, our burst generation is very good as well because of Grave, which is very helpful, right? Remember, Grave has like a burst generation, if I just remember correctly, right? Grave has that, right, as an effect where our burst generation is increased by crazy. Yeah, right here. And that's like after a full burst, which is very, very helpful. So yeah, knowing that we have that and we're going to be able to use our burst skills instantly might make it a lot better for us, but we'll see, right? She has type advantage as well, so that's very good as well. But yeah, I mean, I see a lot of good things with this team, right? Burst generation again is just crazy because of Grave. What are the damage looking right now? It's looking a lot worse, right? And that's kind of like the difference of Grave being a Pierce oriented buffer compared to Crown, where she's just the overall oriented character, like buffer. Like, don't get me wrong, Grave still buffs up everybody on the team because she has attack damage buffs, but Crown has all of that as well, and even at higher numbers. So I don't really expect this team to do more. If they all had Pierce, I would easily, because for some reason, well, these Pierce buffers make Pierce characters do more than whatever Crown is able to do for any character, which is just, it's just crazy to me, right? But not everybody has Pierce, right? Red Hood has Pierce, Alice has Pierce, but a lot of these newer pilgrims, Scarlet, Cinderella, Red Hood Rappy, Modernia, I wouldn't say Modernity is a newer pilgrim, but a lot of these newer pilgrims don't have that. I'm sorry, but they just don't. They don't have that burst skill, or that pierce effect that you would want them to have. We're not gonna get higher with this team. We're not going to. This crown team was right. This team was not. I'm sorry. I don't want to like waste you guys' time too much. I know it's not gonna work. I know it's not gonna work, right? Maybe you guys wanted to see the full thing. I'm gonna actually just pause the video and come back with the full thing for the people who are actually curious. All right, so there you guys go. That's the last few seconds. We barely, it was not that far off. I mean, it was a few hundred millions, don't get me wrong. Cause this was obviously our highest score right here. It was what, like 500 million off. But you guys could kind of see everybody still performed. It's just way better with Crown. But hey, I would say the ultimate team has been formed. Let me know what you think. I'm out. Bye.